You know that feeling when a sound just stops you in your tracks?
Oh, yeah?
When something familiar gets twisted and like contorted into a whole new sonic world?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the kind of power we're diving into today. Actually, it's a tool a lot of you have been asking us about.
That's right.
And trust me, the wait has been worth it.
It really has.
Yeah.
Our inbox has definitely been buzzing about this one. And for good reason.
Totally.
We're finally taking that deep dive into Sample Logic's GrainScaper. It's a granular synthesis toolkit that's, well, it's not just generating buzz. It feels like it's causing a bit of a seismic shift in sound design.
Yeah.
And the timing couldn't be better, honestly, because our friends over at Audio Plugin Deals have it right now.
Yeah.
And the price is, well, it's pretty unmissable.
Okay, perfect timing then. Now, for those of you listening who might be a bit newer to this whole fascinating world, let's quickly talk granular synthesis. What is it, basically?
Right. So imagine taking any sound, could be a synth lead, a drum hit, even like rain outside your window, pretty much anything audio. And then imagine shattering it, like breaking it down into thousands, maybe millions of tiny microscopic particles, little grains of audio.
Okay, tiny pieces.
Exactly. And GrainScaper then basically hands you the conductor's baton for those grains. It lets you manipulate them individually in ways you just couldn't before. You know, change their pitch, how densely packed they are in time, where they sit in the stereo field. And the result, you get sounds that evolve, they morph, they twist in ways that, well, traditional techniques just can't really touch.
Sounds complex, but powerful.
It is. And to really get under the hood of what makes GrainScaper so special and, you know, why you should seriously be thinking about grabbing it right now from Audio Plugin Deals, we've really immersed ourselves in the key stuff.
Right.
We've gone through Sample Logic's own overview video on YouTube, which is great, dissected the info on their website, and, of course, looked really closely at the deal they're running. Our mission today is basically to distill why this thing is so unique and potent, especially with this offer happening now.
Okay, let's unpack it then. So at its core, when you load up GrainScaper, what kind of transformative power does it actually put at your fingertips?
Well, the magic really starts with its ability to take in almost any audio. Like I said, your VSTs, live analog synths, even just audio files you've already got.
Okay.
It grabs that audio and immediately starts breaking it down into those fundamental grains we talked about. And that first step is crucial because it moves you way beyond just like playing back a static sound.
So it makes the sound fluid.
Exactly. Fluid, dynamic. It opens the door to this world where sound becomes something you can really sculpt in real time.
So it's definitely not just about static samples anymore, is it? It's more about sound that kind of lives and breathes, reacts to what you're doing.
Precisely. And it's not just about tearing sounds apart either. GrainScaper is actually just as good at enriching and expanding sounds you already have.
Yeah.
We'll take like a single held note, right? A simple sine wave maybe. Through granular processing, you can make it bloom into this huge evolving pad. Textures that shimmer and shift in these incredibly complex ways.
Wow, from just one note.
Yeah. Or, you know, imagine layering granular textures onto a synth pad you already like. It adds this depth, this complexity that makes it feel, I don't know, truly three-dimensional. It's not just an effects left on top.
Right.
It's a fundamental way to reshape your whole sonic palette.
Okay, this idea of taking something simple and making it super complex is really grabbing me. What are the key features inside GrainScaper that give you that level of control?
It's got this really innovative architecture, actually. At its heart, you've got 4 independent grain modules. Let's just call them A, B, C, and D.
4 of them. Okay.
Yeah, 4. And you can think of each one as its own little mini granular synth. Each one can grab different slices of your incoming audio and process them in its own unique way.
So they work independently.
They can, but what's really cool is their cloud mixing capability. Imagine these 4 streams of tiny audio grains, all sort of intertwining, overlapping, creating these incredibly rich, detailed sonic tapestries.
Yeah.
It's almost like having 4 different sonic sculptors all working together on the same block of marble, you know.
4 independent engines mixing together. Yeah, I can see how that could lead to some seriously intricate, evolving sounds. How do you actually manage all that power, though? How do you orchestrate it?
That's where the modulation system comes in. And it's remarkably intuitive. GrainScaper uses a drag-and-drop LFO system.
LFOs, okay, low-frequency oscillators.
Right. You have 4 powerful LFOs, and you can basically just drag them onto almost any parameter you can think of, the pitch of the grains,
Uh-huh.
the density, like how close together the grains
Oh,
are.
yeah, okay.
They're panning across the stereo field, volume, filters, so much stuff. It gives you this huge amount of creative
So
flexibility.
you can make subtle changes or really drastic ones.
Exactly. Yeah. Subtle, evolving movement or, dramatic, sweeping transformations. And you can sync these LFOs to your project tempo if you want rhythmic, granular effects.
Oh, neat.
Or just let them run free for more organic, unpredictable textures. And the drag and drop part makes assigning it all super quick and visual. You see exactly what's controlling what.
Drag and drop LFOs, that definitely sounds like a very hands-on, creative way to work. Are there other, unique control surfaces in GrainScaper?
Yeah, definitely. Another standout feature, one that really sets it apart, I think, is its XY spatial controller.
XY pad, like on some synths.
Kind of, yeah. Think of it like a sonic joystick on this visual two-dimensional grid. You can simultaneously control both the volume and the playback position of the grains coming from each of those 4 modules.
So you move a point around and it changes the sound's position and loudness.
Right. You can just click and drag to place these sonic particles in the stereo image and control their intensity. Or, even cooler, you can turn on path mode and obviously draw custom paths for the grains to follow over time.
You can draw the movement. Seriously.
Yeah. Or use preset rhythmic paths, dynamic movements. There's a library of those too. This XY pad is just incredibly expressive for creating sounds that really dance and evolve in three-dimensional space.
Wow.
It adds a real sense of life and movement to things.
That XY pad sounds like a total game changer for spatial textures. Okay, what about more traditional effects? Does it have things like delay and reverb built in?
It does, yeah, and they're integrated really nicely. You get built-in master delay and reverb effects. And they're not just basic ones either.
Yeah.
They've got adjustable parameters, decay time, size, even some EQ controls for shaping the highs and lows of the effect.
Okay.
Plus, crucially, there's a dry-wet mix, so you can blend the effect in perfectly. And a really useful ducking feature.
Ducking? How does that work?
It basically lowers the level of the reverb and delay automatically when the main dry input sound is playing. Then it swells back up when the input stops.
Ah, so it keeps things from getting muddy.
Exactly. Keeps the clarity, prevents that wash of effect from overwhelming the original sound. It's a really smart inclusion.
Okay, so you've got these super deep granular engines, flexible modulation, that cool XY spatial thing, and essential master effects. With all that going on, is the interface like a nightmare to navigate? Is it overwhelming?
It's really not. And that's actually a big compliment to SampleLogic's design. One of the real strengths of GrainScaper is how much visual feedback it gives you.
Ah, okay. Visuals help.
Massively. You can actually see the grains being generated and manipulated in real time. You can watch the LFO waveforms moving as they modulate things. You see the dot moving on the XY pad.
Right, so you understand what's happening.
Exactly. That visual connection makes it way more intuitive to grasp what your tweaks are actually doing to the sound. It helps you dial things in faster and with more confidence. It really bridges that gap between complex power and user-friendly control.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So we've got a good handle on what GrainScaper does under the hood and how you control it, but let's talk results.
Yeah.
What kind of sonic landscapes does this thing actually unlock? What can you create with it that maybe you couldn't before?
Oh, man, the sonic territory it's vast and often really surprising, actually. You can conjure up everything from these shimmering ethereal atmospheres that just seem to hang in the air
Nice.
to really intricate rhythmic patterns that pulse and evolve in these hypnotic ways. It's fantastic at creating otherworldly, abstract sound effects.
Hi-fi stuff.
Totally. Or menacing, evolving drones that can add incredible tension to, say, a film score.
Yeah.
Glitchy, fractured textures. It really pushes the boundaries if you want it to.
So it sounds really versatile.
Hugely versatile, which is why you see it being useful across so many genres. Electronic music, obviously, ambient soundscapes, film scoring, definitely, even really avant-garde experimental stuff.
So it's not really pigeonholed into just one specific sound or style?
Not in the slightest. And there's some other really clever features that expand its creative reach even further, like the freeze button.
Freeze? What does that do?
With just one click, it basically captures a snapshot, like a tiny moment of whatever audio is currently coming into it. It freezes those grains in the buffer.
Okay.
And then you can keep manipulating just those frozen grains, even if the input stops. So you can create these sustained textures, these evolving soundscapes that are completely independent of any more live input.
Whoa, so you could grab like a tiny bit of a drum hit and turn it into a pad.
Exactly. Or take a fleeting vocal phrase and instantly create this atmospheric drone from it. It opens up incredible possibilities for layering and building really complex sonic environments from simple sources.
That freeze function sounds incredibly useful, yeah.
Yeah.
Very inspiring for textures.
Absolutely. And, to get you started quickly and just to show off what this thing can do, GrainScaper comes packed with, I think it's 240 presets, expertly crafted granular presets.
240, that's a lot.
It is. And they're great starting points. They really demonstrate the huge range of sounds it's capable of. Plus, if you're feeling adventurous or maybe just stuck for an idea,
Uh-huh.
there's a randomizer feature. Click it, and it just instantly generates entirely new settings, whole new sonic possibilities. It often leads to those happy accidents.
Yeah.
Unexpected creative breakthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
Sample Logic themselves really encourage using it to break out of habits.
The presets and a randomizer, yeah, those are essential tools for sparking creativity, for sure.
Indeed. Oh, and one more practical thing worth mentioning, especially if you like to streamline your workflow.
Yeah.
You can actually import audio directly into GrainScaper. You don't necessarily have to load the audio onto a track in your DAW first.
Ah, so you can just experiment with a specific sample quickly.
Exactly. Makes it super efficient for just trying things out with specific sounds in isolation.
Okay. Now, when a tool has this much power, this flexibility, it usually gets noticed by the top pros, right? What are some of the big names saying about GrainScaper? Any composers or sound designers we'd know?
Oh, the feedback has been overwhelmingly enthusiastic.
Mhm.
Gerard Moreno, God of War
Yeah.
composer.
Iconic scores.
Right. He specifically mentioned how GrainScaper kind of filled the void left by an old favorite granular delay plugin that got discontinued. He praised its ability to create, I think his words were, sparkling spatial sumptuousness.
High praise.
Definitely. And Charlie Clouser, the guy behind the sound of Saw, an American Horror Story,
Yeah, intense stuff.
he just flat out calls it something special. Emphasizes its power as a real-time processor that can conjure up everything from, quote, evil drones and lovely shimmering chords to glitchy destruction, all with remarkable ease. He really highlighted the 4 engines in that XY pad, too.
Wow. These aren't just casual thumbs up then. These are guys who live this stuff.
Exactly. These are artists who rely on cutting-edge tools to make groundbreaking sound.
That's incredible validation. What else have the experts been saying? Anyone else?
Yeah, Ramin Djawadi, Game of Thrones, Westworld,
Yeah.
all right, Emmy winner. He described GrainScaper as simply wild and a sound designer's dream plugin. He mentioned how it injects life into synth pads, pushes effects into uncharted territory thanks to those 4 grain areas, the modulation, the built-in effects.
Okay.
Gary Rocker, a sound designer with tons of documentary credits, he playfully called it a brain escaper. He said it makes him feel more free and inspired.
Ah, brain escaper. I like that.
Yeah. And even like Jean-Michel Jarre, the electronic music legend,
Of course. Oh,
pioneer. He appreciated having GrainScaper as a modern tool to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, recognizing granular synthesis's power even back in the day. So this chorus of praise really underlines its unique capabilities and just how inspirational it can be.
It really sounds like GrainScaper is a tool that can genuinely unlock new creative pathways for pretty much anyone serious about sound design. Now let's circle back to something really important we mentioned right at the start. There's a very special opportunity happening right now to get GrainScaper.
That's absolutely right. This is key. For a limited time, you, our listeners, can grab GrainScaper through audio plugin deals for just $69.
$69, what's the usual price?
It's normally $99. So considering that original price and all this glowing feedback from industry pros, $69 is a truly exceptional value.
Yeah, that's a significant drop.
It's not just a small discount, yeah. It's a serious saving on a tool that, honestly, many people are starting to consider pretty essential for modern sound design.
Okay, that is a very compelling price for a plugin with this kind of power and, reputation. How much longer is this special offer going on for? Is there urgency here?
There definitely is. As of today, which is Friday, May 2nd, 2025, this deal only has 12 days left.
Just 12 days, okay.
Yeah, there's a big countdown timer right there on the audio plugin deals page, so you can see exactly how much time is remaining. If GrainScaper sounds like the kind of thing that could spark your creativity, expand your sonic world, now is absolutely the time to act. Don't wait on this one.
Okay, message received. So if you've been searching for that something special for your toolkit, the thing that could take your sound design up a notch, this seems like the moment. What about compatibility? Who can actually run this? Mac, PC?
Good question. Yeah, it's designed to fit right into most modern setups. Fully compatible with both Mac and PC.
All the usual formats?
Yep, comes in VST, VST3, AU, and AAX formats. For Mac, it needs Mac OS 10.11 El Capitan or newer, and it runs natively on both Intel and Apple Silicon, 64-bit only.
Okay, good for Apple Silicon users.
Yeah. And on the Windows side, Windows 10 or newer, and it supports both 32-bit and 64-bit systems there. So yeah, pretty much regardless of your platform, GrainScaper should slot right into your workflow.
Excellent. Covers almost everyone listening then. So if people are even slightly intrigued by what they've heard today, and how could you not be, what's the best way for them to really experience the sonic magic of GrainScaper for themselves?
The absolute best way. Head over to both the Sample Logic website and the audio plugin Beals page. Seriously. Both sites have a whole bunch of audio demos. Really comprehensive stuff showcasing the incredible versatility and just the sheer sound potential of GrainScaper. Hearing it in action, across different musical styles, different sound design uses. That'll give you a real visceral understanding of what it does.
Right. Hearing is believing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's one thing for us to sit here and describe it, but actually experiencing those sounds firsthand, that's what will spark your own ideas and show you exactly why this plugin gets so much praise. Don't just take our word for it. Go listen.
Great advice. All right, as we start to wrap up this deep dive, let's just quickly hit the main points again. Why has GrainScaper generated so much excitement, and why is this deal right now so compelling?
Okay, in a nutshell, GrainScaper is a remarkably powerful, super versatile granular synthesis toolkit.
Yeah.
And somehow it manages to be both incredibly deep and surprisingly user-friendly.
That's a tough balance to strike.
Yeah, it is. It's loaded with inspiring presets, got that great randomizer to kickstart ideas, but it also offers incredibly detailed control if you want to really dive deep. It can transform basically any audio source into this breathtaking array of unique, evolving sound stuff you just can't get with normal effects.
And the deal.
And crucially, yes, it's available right now for a limited time at a significant discount, just $69 through audio plugin deals. If you're serious about pushing your sound design boundaries, honestly, this is an opportunity you really, really don't want to miss.
Absolutely. That transformative power of granular synthesis is undeniable, right?
Yeah.
And GrainScaper puts that power into a package that's accessible, inspiring, and, at least for the next 12 days, remarkably affordable. So maybe take a moment, think about how you could reshape your own sounds, sculpt entirely new textures no one's heard before.
Mm-hmm.
This is really an invitation to unlock a whole new universe of sonic exploration. Don't let this limited time chance slip away.